Okay, so if you look at the content in the OL, okay, so we are now at topic 12. Hopefully we can start with topic 13 on next Thursday, okay, because I think topic 12 uh, does not really require too much of discussion because most of them are just notes, okay, functions of central bank. Okay, so topic 13, money demand. So I think 13 and 14, okay, we have some graphs on this topic, money demand and AD, aggregate demand, aggregate supply. Okay, but again, not too much of calculation. Most of them are just simple graph. Okay, so let's look at topic number. So if you look at the slides that I upload, okay, the one from Arnold is basically uh, most of the, I mean, in some parts of the slide, okay, the focus is on I mean, the title is Federal Reserve System because this is from the US textbook. Okay, but since we are in Malaysia, okay, so the focus will be, so if you look at the content of the slide has been modified, okay, slightly, okay, where we uh, replace the Federal Reserve component, I mean, slides from the original slide to the Central Bank of Malaysia. So this will be also similar to this other slide. So if you look at topic number 12, okay, so the focus is basically on the role of the central bank. Okay, so most of the content here is on the historical when it was established. But I think the main thing I think is the main thing that you need to know is the basic functions of central bank, okay, of Malaysia. So the main functions, as you can see, to issue currency, reserve among the central bank, among the commercial bank, okay, and then which is number 3 here, to promote monetary stability, okay, and sound financial structure. So this is basically one of the one of the most important role here because the central bank can influence or set up the whatever interest rate, okay, that the central bank sets, okay, will eventually affect directly the financial system of a country. Okay, so this is beside, okay, to issue currency, which is very common of all the banks. But in terms of whether a country can, for example, right now, during COVID-19, okay, if you recall, several months ago, we had this moratorium where individuals and companies are given, given several months of I mean, they don't have to pay their monthly installment of loan. Okay, so that is also comes from the central bank instruction. Okay, to ensure stability and to promote economic growth. Okay, so that is basically the main context. I mean, the main uh, contents of this topic. Okay. So as I said, okay, even though we start a little bit late, okay, but because the nature of this syllabus does not really require too much of discussion. Basically, you can just read from the notes, okay, and I think and most of the time the contents here are very straightforward and does not really require any uh, detailed knowledge or prior knowledge on economy, okay, on economics. Okay, so for example, bank to issue currency, okay, because at the end of the day, when you are tested in your final test, okay, test number 4, okay, by the way, okay, you have one more small quiz, okay, actually you have 4 tests, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. So we had done test number 3. So test 4 I think should be due this week or next week, okay. So I will update you guys, but I think test number 4 should be at the end of once we finish all of the syllabus, then we are due for the final test. Okay. Beside that, okay, we also have one more quiz, which will account 5% of the your total carry mark. Okay, we had the first quiz many weeks ago. Okay, but the second quiz is done just by me. Okay, not centralized like the other test 1, test 2, test 3, and test 4. So I will inform you all when is the date for the quiz. Okay, I think just 10 to perhaps 15 questions. Okay, perhaps only on one topic. Okay, so I will decide that one later, and it shouldn't be too much of in terms of the level of difficulty, no need to worry, okay, because the questions shouldn't be that difficult. Okay, so I will decide maybe on the topic, and then at the end, but for the time being, just concentrate on finishing the syllabus. Okay, 3 more topics to go. So topic 12, we can finish by today. Okay, so functions of central bank. So as you can see here, okay, to issue currency, okay, and then keeping international reserve. Okay, reserve means whenever the country do trade, okay, export and import the money that the government receive. Okay, so we can also buy gold, okay, or exchange currency from other countries, okay, as a mean of saving. So basically, reserve is like savings for the country. Okay, in time of need, okay, the central bank can use some of its reserve, okay, to inject into the economy. Okay, so this is one of the other function. Okay, and then the bank of the government. Okay, so government banker means it manage the government account. Okay, manage national debt. Okay, so basically, if for example everyone has its own bank. Okay, for example, my bank is like CIMB or Bank Islam. So that is our personal bank. Okay, so for the government, their banker is the central bank. Okay, and also management of hutang or debt. Okay, so this is another function of central bank. Okay, the third function, as I mentioned, is one of the most important one. Okay, to promote monetary stability. Okay, and to influence the credit situation. So this is basically how the central bank usually decide how the level of interest rate, uh, okay, which can eventually affect the price level or inflation. Okay, and whatever monetary policy. So when we talk about policy, central bank, the term that we use is monetary policy. Okay, by the government is what we call fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is the government influenced by how much the government spending, G, okay, or the tax, T. So if you recall from the previous topic, the aggregate demand function, C plus I plus G plus X minus M, the three sector economy. So G is the government expenditure, okay, and tax is, so government expenditure, G or tax, okay, both of them are what we call fiscal policy. Fiscal policy are policies that is determined by the government. Okay, but for monetary policy, okay, that is usually decided by the central bank. Okay, of course, from discussion with the government as well, but the ability to change the monetary policy, especially on the interest rate. Okay, so that is a very important tool. Okay, a country with low or high interest rate, okay, will affect how much investment, how much company want to invest in a country, how much loan we can, how much what is the level of if you want to make loan from the commercial bank. So whatever interest rate that is set by the commercial bank is also determined by what is the level of interest rate set by the central bank. Okay, so this is, and the third function, and the fourth one, banker to the commercial banks. Okay, banker to the banks. Okay, so you can see here, one of the most important one is lender of last resort. Lender of last resort means when the bank is, when if you have a commercial bank that is facing some problem with the some problem with they have some liquidity problem. Okay, for example, a commercial bank may be uh, short of cash. Okay, or the bank could go bankrupt. Okay, due to many reasons. Okay, so if a commercial bank is, is running out of cash. Okay, so they can use central bank. Okay, they can request from the central bank to be the lender. Okay, that in other way, in other words, they can borrow from the central bank money. Okay, so and the rest is licensing. They control license, and if you and also monitor the the credit rating, whether a person should be blacklisted or and other illegal activities that for example scam. So if you recall, we have this Macau scam, people money laundering, people transfer money, yeah, illegally, okay, to a country. So that is also one of the function of central bank, okay, to promote, to ensure financial stability. Okay, so I mentioned on monetary policy just now. Okay, so that is the policy that the central bank use, okay, to control uh, the money supply, okay, through the setting up of the interest rate. Okay, so how much money in the circulation in the country, okay, how much money is available in a country is depends, is governed or controlled from the monetary policy from the central bank. Okay, so if you look at this simple graph here, okay, the interest rate, okay, money supply is independent of the rate of interest. Okay, so money supply is the money that is printed from the, is based on the money print out from the central bank. Okay, and also because central bank cannot simply print money. Okay, so if they keep on printing money without any reason, okay, so it will cause inflation. It will make our currency has less value. Okay, so the money supply, the amount of money in circulation is determined by the central bank as well. Okay, so and again, this is another functions or objective of monetary policy through the four functions just now. Okay, to promote, if you look at this, through these functions to promote monetary stability, banker influence credit situation. Okay, so the overall objectives. Okay, using all of these instrument, monetary policy, banker to the government. Okay, at the end of the day, the goal is to ensure we achieve a full employment. Employment, meaning to minimize the unemployment, people without jobs. So is to ensure that everybody has a job. Okay, to ensure price stability means low inflation level. Okay, inflation does not go up. Okay, which will make, okay, everything become so expensive. Okay, and then also to ensure economic growth, and finally balance of payment. Okay, balance of payment means how much asset and liability, okay, that a country has. So this is also the function of the goal of a central bank. Okay, so the next few slides will be a little bit technical. Okay, I don't want to go too much into detail because because I think this is not the level of discussion that we can have just under 20-30 minutes, because if you an economic student, okay, and there is a subject on that has more, that will have more focus on the the role of central bank. So the discussion on these items or this component will be in great detail. Okay, but because this is just at principal level, meaning at basic level, principle of economics, So at your level for principle of economics, so it is just we just need to know just on the surface. Okay, basically the main role, the one that we discussed just now. Okay, and the rest, all of this instrument. Okay, how central bank control. Okay, through quantitative and also selective control credit. So the term is a bit technical. Okay, but as long as you know the difference between the two methods or tools, okay, for the central bank to so these are like the methods or tools that central bank can use. Okay, quantitative means, okay, they can influence how much money in the how much the money in circulation. Okay, the bank interest rate, okay, the reserve ratio, if you recall from the previous chapter. Okay, so every bank is required to keep certain percent of the money in the bank, okay, as reserve. Okay, open market operation, again, this is something like interest rate. Okay, and then control credits. Okay, how much is the profit level? So but I don't want to go too much into detail. Okay, but just look at these slides. Okay, just familiarize that you have two components. One is quantitative, the other one is selective control credits. Okay, so for credit control, okay, for credit control, the under this one, selective control, selective credit control. Okay, so we will not. So if you recall the, I mean, if you notice the use of credit card, okay, so that is, I mean, that is not directly what it means by credit control. Okay, but one of the thing that also under the monitor of central bank, okay, is to mention is the word credit basically is hutang lah, or debt. Okay, how much? I mean, sorry, not hutang. How much money that goes into the system? Okay, so so if you look at this, there are six main tools, okay? Three under quantitative and three under credit control. Okay, for quantitative, in general, it is more about the interest rate. Okay, the management of interest rate, whether central bank want to increase or reduce the interest rate. Okay, so that is in general what quantitative measure is. Okay. So you can read this. Okay, so most of the stuff is quite technical, so you will not be able to understand this thing in how the mechanism works, because we are just going through in term of the, you know, in term of the notes here. Okay, but just on a very surface level. Okay, but it's at, I think at our level at principle of economics, I don't think we need to spend too much time discussing what each of these component, because it is not required at your level. Because again, okay, you need to actually understand how the system works for you to appreciate each of these component here. Okay, but for knowledge purpose, we just go through this you know, this breakdown in terms of the role of the central bank. Okay, so basically that's it. Okay, if you look at the slide for topic number 12, it is quite short. Okay, so on this one, I don't want to discuss on shifter of money supply. Okay, I will go through, I mean, again, okay, once we do some past year's questions on the role of central bank. Okay, and then we see which one are relevant and how we can actually use your slides to actually help you to understand on. Okay, so let's take a look at the Arnold textbook, I mean the Arnold slides. Okay, so again, most of the stuff is similar, okay, to the other slides. Okay, keeper of international reserve to promote monetary stability. So most of the stuff that you see in both slides are similar. Okay, monetary policy. Okay, so this is again, okay, changes in money supply and interest rate. Okay, so increase or decrease in money supply. Okay, can be influenced directly by the central bank, okay, through the changes in the interest rate. Okay, so this is again just now you have the two instrument, quantitative versus qualitative. Okay, and most of this stuff is about the interest rate. Okay, the discount rate is also got to do with interest rate. Ratio is okay, how much money that each of the bank need to keep with the central bank. Okay, and then bond. Okay, bond is like a certificate. Okay, so if the central bank want to reduce the amount of money in the market, okay, the central bank can sell the bond, meaning people, company or government or individual, okay, who buys the certificate, okay, meaning when they pay for the certificate, money will be taken out from the system. Okay, but if they want to increase money supply, okay, central bank can buy back the bond from the market. Buy means the central bank will pay back to the company or individual who buy the certificate or what we call bond. Okay, for example, like if you buy in Bank Simpanan Nasional, the CD Simpanan Premium, it's something like that. Okay, it's a certificate which states how much is the amount of money that you pay for the certificate. So the bond is guaranteed by the central bank, meaning you will get a fixed return or fixed dividend, okay, based on the interest rate that was set when you buy the bond. Okay, so bond purchase and sale can affect the money supply. Okay, so when the buy when if the central bank want to reduce money supply, they will sell the bond, meaning people will pay, so the money will go back to the central bank. But if the central bank want to increase money supply, central bank will buy back the bond from the market. So when they buy, they pay back to the people, so the money goes back into the system. Okay, so again, let me see. Um, okay, this process here, so I will check back with the other lecturers whether they discuss this thing in detail or not. Okay, because if we were to do a face-to-face lecture, so it is different compared to online. Okay, when you need to learn this, okay, just using Webex and less interaction in the class. Okay, but I don't think we need to go too much into detail here, okay? But just understand certain concept that we already discussed several times, okay? The reserve ratio, what is the required reserve ratio, okay? The amount of the amount of money that every bank need to keep, okay? Minimum percentage of the deposit. So this is the definition, but we already discussed this in the previous topic, previous chapter as well, okay? And this is just a simple calculation here. Central bank increased the required reserve ratio from 10% to 20%. So what will be the effect, okay, on money supply? So when the ratio increase from 10 to 20, of course, the money supply will decline because reserve is what the money that the commercial bank need to keep with the central bank, okay, or in the pertibasi or vault, okay, meaning that the money cannot be used to be lent out, okay, to be given as loan to the customer. So when the ratio is increased, bank or commercial bank has less money to give out to consumers or to customer as loan. So that will reduce money supply lah. Okay. So the changes in the reserve ratio will also affect the money supply as well. So here, okay, so increase in R means the reserve ratio, okay, so the effect will be decrease in money supply, or the other way around, decrease in the reserve ratio, uh, increase checkable deposit, meaning money available for loan, and then it will increase money supply. Okay, so discount rate is like interest rate, okay, but the word discount is um, the interest rate banks pays for a loan from the central bank. So when the central bank, if commercial bank want to make loan from the central bank, okay, so the interest rate that the central bank set is called discount rate. Okay, so for example, CIMB or Maybank want to make loan from central bank, so the interest rate charged or set by central bank is called the discount rate. Okay, federal funds rate or the central bank federal funds, because the word federal is referring to the Federal Reserve. Okay, so but this is the just a common term. Okay, the interest rate in the federal funds market or in the common market. Okay, so interest rate bank charge one another to borrow reserve. So this is the rate that between the banks. Okay, so among banks, among for example CIMB Bank, commercial Maybank or Bank Islam, if they want to borrow among each other, so that is called the federal funds rate. Okay, so certain these are okay the another term. Okay, so pay attention to some of this definition as well. Okay, so if you look at this simple diagram here, so it will help you understand quickly the how central bank, okay, increase or reduce money supply. Okay, so from the discount rate ratio, the reserve ratio, or open market operation. Okay, so the open market operation just now, if you recall, the use of bonds, okay, government bond or certificate. Okay, so when they purchase, meaning central bank buy back the bond, okay, money will go back to the system, so money supply will increase. But if the central bank sell the bond, sell to us, sell to the market, or sell to the company, so when we buy the bond, meaning we need to pay to the central bank, so our money goes back into central bank, meaning money supply will fall. Okay, and then reserve ratio just now, when the central bank reduce the ratio, meaning money supply will increase because commercial bank can have more money to give out as loan, and vice versa. Okay, if the ratio is increased, okay, is raised, meaning bank has less money to give out as loan, so money supply will fall. Okay, and finally, the discount rate or the interest rate set by the central bank for commercial bank to borrow from them, when they reduce, meaning the cost of borrowing will reduce. Okay, lower discount rate mean the cost of borrowing. Okay, how much the charges, okay, that the commercial bank needs to pay back to the central bank when they borrow the money will reduce. Okay, so meaning that they can borrow more. Lower interest rate mean loan will increase, so money supply will increase. Okay, and vice versa lah. If the discount rate is increased, meaning the cost of borrowing will be higher. So central bank when commercial bank needs to pay more for every money that they borrow, so that will discourage commercial bank to borrow money from central bank. So when they make less loan, so money supply will fall. So if you look at this diagram, so it will give you a quick idea how the three instruments, okay, that central bank can use to increase or reduce money supply. So this is, I think, what you will be tested, okay, but most of the time, how money supply increase or decrease, okay, from the function of central bank. Okay, and then you also have this required margin rate, okay, and also moral persuasion. Okay, so moral persuasion is just okay to it's not something that legal, okay, but this is based on discussion, okay, from among the central bank and also the commercial bank. Okay, and also the required margin rate, central bank can order commercial bank to lend an amount lower than the volume of security. So this is again another tool that the central bank can use, okay, to reduce money, to control price level or inflation. Okay, so I think that just focus on this slide here, okay, and how this thing is done, okay, and when you go back to the main first few slides, okay, the functions of central bank, currency issue reserve, okay, which is similar to this slide as well. Okay, so I think that's it for chapter number 12. Okay, topic which is easy, we can complete it in just 30 or 40 minutes. No need to spend too much time, okay, on the discussion, because okay, again, so test number 4 will be covering topic 11, 12, 13, and 14. Although we have more topics to cover, but in terms of the discussion, I think it's much shorter, okay, compared to the previous test. Okay, so um, okay, so I think that so let me see if we can look at the past year. Okay, let me see. Okay, okay, so let's spend the next few minutes to discuss this question here. Okay, the previous topic I think is on, the question is on topic number 11. Okay, but since we are at topic 12, so let's look at this question first. Okay, question 51. Okay, Okay, a bank has 2 million in checkable deposits. Okay, so I think this is still in, I think this is on chapter, now we are at chapter 12, right, on central bank function. Okay, but I think this, the one that we covered last week, okay, in chapter 11, okay, checkable deposits. So deposits will appear as what? Asset or liability? Question 51. Money that you put in the bank, okay, from the bank perspective, is it a loan, I mean a liability or asset? Question 51. Okay, so uh, when you put money in the bank, okay, as deposit, okay, checkable deposits, bank balance sheet, this will appear as a liability, okay, because asset, I mean the deposits from customer, okay, will appear as liability, okay. Asset is their loan, how much money that they put in the, how much money that they give out to the back to the how much money that they put into the system, so that will be the asset, okay, from the bank perspective. So if you look at chapter 11 that we covered last week, okay, where is it? Hmm, okay, here, okay, checkable deposits, okay, will appear as liabilities, okay, loans will appear uh, as asset, okay. So yeah, so that is the so you can see here, okay, liabilities, okay, whatever deposit that you put into the bank, okay, will appear as liability, okay. Okay, question 52. Haris deposits 2,000 in the bank A. Later in the same day, Hani negotiates a loan, okay, meaning a different person. Okay, first Haris and then now Hani negotiates. So Hani make a loan for 5,400 from the same bank. After this transaction, the supply of money has what? Increase or decrease? Oh, sorry, increase by what amount? Okay, so it will increase by 5,400, meaning just the amount of that Hani, because deposits, money goes into the bank, okay, but money supply is based on how much money that goes into the market, okay. So it based on the 5,400 loan that Hani makes, okay. Okay, the last two questions. What is a required reserve ratio? What? A, B, C, or A, B, C, or D? Okay, so a ratio means how much money that central bank, that commercial bank need to put into the central bank. Okay, so if you recall from this, from this slide here, okay, how much money how much if the reserve is increased, meaning less money can be given out as loan. Okay, if the reserve is reduced, okay, so just like in the slide just now here, okay, from the required reserve ratio. Okay, so if the ratio is okay, so the reserve ratio here, okay, when the ratio is increased, money supply will fall, okay, and vice versa lah. So here reserve ratio, okay, is it A, B, C, or D? So I see that some of you chose D, all of the above. Okay, so let's see C here. Let's see A, permit central bank to control, okay, how much money that the bank can loan out. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, give commercial bank more legal control, okay, over the money supply. So bank, how much money can the money supply is actually not by the commercial bank but by the central bank. So B is wrong. Okay, and also C, limit profits in commercial bank system. Windfall meaning durian runtuh. So that is not what reserve ratio is. So the answer should be A lah. Okay, because that is what the ratio, the reserve ratio main purpose. Okay, how much money that the bank can loan out depend on the required reserve ratio. Okay, last question for today, question 54. Okay, so assuming that the bank has initially no excess reserve. Okay, excess reserve means money that can be loaned out to ni lah. Okay, and then it receive 5,000 in cash but can lend out 4,500. Okay, meaning 500 is the reserve lah. Okay, but in terms of percent, what is the reserve requirement? Is it 0, 10, 20, or 25? 0, I think is wrong lah. Okay. So is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. So first, how do you calculate reserve ratio? Okay. Reserve ratio is calculated based on. Okay. So for example here, how do you get 10%? Okay. From 10,000, you can only wait. If this one. Okay, so basically the reserve ratio is on, okay, is based on money that you can give out divide by the value of deposit. Okay, so 500 divide by 5,000 lah. Okay, sorry, 500 divide by 5,000, so you get 10 percent. Okay, which is B lah. Okay, how much money that you can lend out divide by the amount of deposit. Okay, so ratio will be 10%. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Okay, we'll continue the rest of the questions on perhaps on next class. Okay, so I will, as usual, upload this video recording in your OL.